Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football here at the Berry Center, Cy-Fair FCU Stadium here in Cy-Fair ISD with the head coach of the Cy Falls Golden Eagles, Coach Chris Brister, after a 55-37 win over Stratford, a big district win. Coach, first off, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We'll take all of them we can get.
You know, I think your offense really had a good night. I mean, 55 points, no complaints there. Your defense did chip in a score there.
We did.
Just tell us about specifically your sophomore quarterback. I thought he had a great game operating your offense. Kind of what was the game plan coming in?
Well, we're playing two quarterbacks, and they both did a really good job tonight. They're kind of each has their own style. One's more of a thrower, the other guy's a little bit more of a runner, but they've been great all year, and it's made us effective on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Bryce Marshall is
Yes,
a junior, correct?
No, he's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. We'll talk about that in a second. He's a sophomore, and then Christian
Indujaboy.
Christian, I thought, threw 4 touchdowns, and it looked like offensively you guys spread the ball around. You know, there's not this. You know, Gabe, I think your running back's kind of the head of the spear, tip of the spear, so to speak. But you got a lot of receivers involved. That's got to be nice as a play caller for your offense, to not have one guy that the defenses can key on.
Yeah,
right?
we're fortunate that we have a lot of guys that can make plays when the ball's in their hands, and so you know, I always thought as a defensive coach my whole life that it's difficult when everybody has an opportunity and everybody has the ability to make guys miss and to score when they get the chance.
And you mentioned off camera, you're playing 8 sophomores on the offensive side of the ball.
I don't know how many. We're playing a lot, but I'll say this too. You know, our senior class is golden. A lot of great kids in there. Our junior class has some quality players as well. So, you know, it's a team kind of mixed of all 3 of those groups. But it takes all of us to play effectively, and you know, we've been fortunate to be on a little bit of a run lately.
And how have you seen that growth? You know, when you play a decent number of young guys, you know, there's always growing pains. How have you seen your offense kind of gel as the season goes along? And then do you feel, you know, are you excited? Because it looks like you guys are starting to peak as we get into November when the weather gets cold. That's what you want, right?
Absolutely. I think you know, if you want to be playing your best football going into the playoffs and this time of year to give you an opportunity to get to the playoffs. And you know, we had a rough start to the season. A lot of that was our own doing. We couldn't get out of our own way a couple of games with either penalties or, you know, our own little miscues. But that happens. You know, we had a really solid team last year that graduated a lot of guys. So first time for a lot of people. But you know, we're going into week 9 now, so everybody's experienced now.
And that's what non-district's for, right? If you can learn from those, I mean, nobody wants to lose, but if you can take something from those losses and apply it in a district play and get better for it, that's kind of what you want. That's that growth that I think every coach wants to see from his ball club.
Well, I'll give credit to our kids because the growth only happens if your kids stay positive, if they stay the course. You know, I feel like we have a really good culture at Cy Falls, and so you know, there was never panic on our end. It was just more of, okay, what do we got to do to get better? Let's get this fixed and go back to work and do it. And they've done a great job of that.
How did you guys, you know, obviously the weather has been a big story in the state this week. A lot of games, especially in North Texas, that have been moved around. There was the threat that we could have some weather come through during this game. And did you talk to your kids about, you know, handling that if you had a lightning delay, or is that one of those things that you would have handled it as it took place?
No, I think we would have just handled it as it took place. I mean, obviously we talked about it, but, you know, you can talk about it all you want. And, I mean, we played a game last year against Cy-Fair that we didn't kick off until 9:45. And we were fortunate to play well that night, but it's not something you want. I mean, we got lucky today.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little cloudy, but it wasn't. I mean, for Houston, this weather is nice. You mentioned Cy-Fair. I know you got them next week, right?
We do.
Big one. One of the oldest rivalries in Cy-Fair ISD.
Yeah.
It's a big game with a lot of playoff implications. How do you kind of balance that? You know, obviously the kids understand it's a big game. You know, nobody's going to run from that fact, but also making sure that, you know, the emotions are controlled and that all the energy is channeled in a good way. Have you talked to your guys about that?
We haven't yet. We will. But realistically, I mean, this was a big game, and so that was the focal point of what we were preaching this week, and kind of our theme of the week, and so it worked out tonight. And you know, you talked about growth, and I think that's where you're seeing some of that with our team is just to be able to stay focused and to be able take it one game at a time.
Before we get you out of here, let you brag on your defense a little bit. Stratford, they execute really well on offense. Coach Rankin and those guys have a great scheme, and they throw a lot of different things at you. What was the game plan coming in? I mean, I don't know if you completely stop an offense like that, but to try to keep them contained and under wraps.
They're always good on offense, and so a lot of formations, a lot of different. I mean, he's creative over there, and so it's like anything. We just want to play harder than the other team. And I feel like we played really hard tonight, and I think that translates to good things for your team. But they're never easy to prepare for. I thought our defensive staff did a great job, and so did our team of executing that.
There he is, Chris Brister, the head coach of the Cy Falls Golden Eagles. Coach, congrats on the win. Good luck next week, and hopefully we'll see you come playoff time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it,
Great
man.
job. You knocked that